look terrible.
Thank you very much.
You've been drinking. I thought you were working.
Monica gave me the afternoon off, so I thought I'd hoist a few in the memory of my brother-in-law. In fact, I think I'll hoist another.
You're really upset.
Do you find that an excessive reaction?
No, of course not. Tom's dying was really awful. I'm sorry, Roger.
So are we all.
You know, it was the start of a really terrible day. When I finally got a look at the papers, first thing I saw was that T's down again. And then when I called Mr. Grimley's office, I found out it was down some more. And Mr. Grimley wasn't even there to talk about it. And what's it broken for if he can't even be there? And then I tried to call Maeve, and she was out. Kevin said she went by to see Faith. She's probably up there now, just when I need her most.
You need Maeve.
Yes, to find out if she's given up drinking tea. Something must have happened with her and tea for it to be going down. I wonder how long she'll stay with Faith.
Look, light of my life, I have all the heartening sympathy for your losses in the commodities market, but I do think that my sister has the right to Maeve's affection for the moment, having just lost her husband.
What kind of thing is that to say? Of course she does. But I have some rights too, and some feelings, and people die and the world goes on.
Your world keeps revolving around you and you alone.
I'm losing money by the minutes. I shouldn't be concerned about that.
I have had it up to here with your self-absorption. Look, if you want to discuss commodities, why don't you go visit your broker?
Well, maybe I will, and leave you here getting drunker and drunker. Thought you'd outgrown that. You used to drink when you were upset, and you got over that, and I was really proud of you for that.
Delia, are you suggesting that I am regressing? Because if you are, I suggest you take a glance at your latest behavior. You've been pouting, you've been sulking, you've been weeping tragic tears, you've been going to the Ryans again and again. I haven't been able to get a decent night's sleep.
You call me self-centered. I'm not the one who tries to sleep when you're miserable.
You don't even notice when I'm miserable.
That is not so. I've done my best. You told me you were really upset about the housekeeping, right? So I did a really big job of cleaning up, and I made you that wonderful dinner you never even ate.
What do you want? A Medal of Honor? Delia, some women make dinner for their husbands every night. And some women are very sensitive to their husbands' moods, and they don't hound them into making... Oh, what's the use?
Hound them into what? Roger, what do you want from me? I don't know what to do. I tried to do what you said.
Hounding them into making them feel worse than they already do.
You feel bad, and I feel bad, but you're the only one that counts. Look, I'm sorry. But I tried to be helpful and wonderful about Tom. Only I didn't say the right thing, I guess. Tom died, and it's nobody's fault, and you did the best you could.
You shut up about that.
Well, you did, didn't you?
Yes, I did, but I don't want to talk about it now.
I give up. You are impossible. You want me to be nice to you. You want me to share your feelings, but you don't. You don't appreciate any effort I make. Not my dinners, not my sympathy, not anything. You know, I don't understand you at all. There's cold roast beef.
No, thank you. Quite right, my love. You don't understand. You've never taken the time to try. But I do know someone who does.
I don't happen to think it would give the place atmosphere. There is no place for a Kelly Green Formica bar top at Ryan's. What? Yes, I know it would go over the bar. What? Look, if you do, mister, you're going to have to rip it right out of here. What? Well, then she'll just have to absorb the loss. You take it up with Mrs. Coleridge.
Delia.
Yeah, Delia, she's got it into her head that a Kelly Green Formica bar top would Irish the place up a little bit. I mean, that was the decorator wanting to know when he could install it.
Well, she's just full of surprises, isn't she?
Oh.
John, it's gone too far.
You have to tell me that.
Every day it gets worse. In the morning I wake up in sheer terror, wondering what surprises she'll have in store for me when I arrive. And her ideas, they're spreading like mildew. Did you hear her latest? Ryan's special Aaron Gobra burger.
You made that up.
Oh, it's going on the menu next week. And I suppose she'll have me doing a little jig while I'm serving, you see. And I'll be humming huge choruses of Danny Boy.
Oh, yeah. Come on,
It's possible, John. I tell you, man, she's got to be stopped.
How do you suggest I do that? She's got me over a barrel for all intents and purposes. I'm working for her. How did I get involved in this thing to begin with? My silent partner. She's got the biggest mouth this side of the Rockies. I told you. Her mouthing off to Maeve the other night, didn't I?
Oh, yes, you did.
Telling her that she saved Ryan's and then pretending that she'd never said it, and I had to lie to my wife again to cover the thing up. I tell you, it was all I could do to keep from coming out and admitting the whole sordid mess right there and then.
Look, John, I know you don't like to take advice.
No,
but
I know what you're going to say, and the answer is absolutely not. If it's the last thing I do, Maeve will never find out about this.
Hello, dear.
let me get you a cup of tea.
No. Just let me sit down here for a moment.
How's Faith?
She's as well as can be expected, I suppose. Gillian's over there with her. I told her I'd be back this evening.
I still don't understand how it happened.
I suppose it's...
How are you?
Well, I'll be fine. The only thing, Tom is gone, and there's nothing we can do about it. Just can remember him and know that he's with God and trust that he's at peace.
I wish
What?
I could accept it that easily.
Oh, there's nothing easy about it. And it isn't a question of accepting. It's just a matter of knowing and believing and, I suppose, yes, accepting his will.
It's everything to you.
That, and knowing no matter what goes on the outside, the confusion and the sadness, I can come back here and see John and you and Mary and Siobhan and the little ones, and know that you'll be here and that all will be well again. I thank you for being part of that.
Thank you.
Is my John inside?
I think he is.
I tell you, I'm sorry I ever got mixed up with her in the first place. I should have taken the money from Nick Szabo instead of from Delia. It's too late to cry about it now, I suppose.
Where are you going?
I'm going downstairs to see about that leaky pipe before it bursts. The way things have been going around here lately, all we haven't had is a flood.
Kevin?
Oh, hello, Maeve. How's Faith?
Well, she'll need time.
He was such a fine man.
Kevin, I want you to tell me the truth.
I beg your pardon?
What is this about John taking money from Delia?
I don't know anything about it.
Now, don't you start double-talking me, please. You know what I mean.
I don't.
I would like an answer.
Maeve, I have to get out to the bar.
Kevin, those glasses have not even been washed. Now, I know something odd is going on around in this place between John and Delia and about the bar business. Now, I want you to tell me.
Yeah, well, you know Delia. She's always getting her nose into things
man, all right. John?
Is that you, lady?
I want a word with you.
I'll be up in a few minutes.
No, don't make it a few minutes. I want to speak to you now, please.
Haven't seen you in a while.
A few days. What has been a while, hasn't it?
Where's Mary?
She's at Channel 1, filling in her replacement on the finer points of the job. I'm gonna meet her there in about a half hour.
Oh, that's great. How's that going? The job, I mean.
Job's going very well. So are we.
Hey, that's terrific.
Yeah, it is. So, well, how have you been?
A funny thing happened on my way out of our last conversation. I fell in love. At least, I think it is. I can't be certain. Who knows with me?
You do.
I think it is. And I hope so.
I'm glad.
Thank you. You were right about Joe. He's a wonderful person. Things are really good.
Yeah, well, I thought it might be getting serious when he took you to meet Tissot.
Yeah? Hey, what about that? Did you get to talk to him about doing the article?
I did.
Well, what did you think?
I liked him.
So you're gonna do it?
No. He, not willing to cooperate. And without that, there's no point in it. All I could do is dredge up a lot of old material that's already been rehashed over and over.
Why doesn't he want to cooperate?
Doesn't want me nosing around.
Why not?
I might discover something that he would prefer were left undiscovered.
Illegal things?
Mm-hmm.
Thought you said that you liked him.
I liked the man I met. He was friendly and kind, terrific cook. But I also still think that he's probably guilty of everything he's ever been accused of, and maybe a few more things.
Why?
Things I've seen, heard, my intuition.
But you're not sure?
Do I have proof? No. Hey, we're not talking about Joe. I like Joe. I trust Joe. Whatever Tissot is, Joe is not a part of it.
Thank you.
For what?
Telling me what I want to hear.
It's also what I believe.
I really want this to work. It's very important to me.
I know.
It's funny how things fall into place sometimes, you know?
I do.
You happy?
Yeah?
Yeah!
Yes? She is? Yes, send her in.
Mr. Fox?
Mrs. Coleridge. This is a pleasure.
Thank you. When Mr. Grimley still wasn't here, I didn't know what to do, and then the secretary suggested I see Mr. Fox, and I thought, Fox, who's Fox? And then I remembered Grimley and Fox, and you're Fox.
I am Dan Fox. I've been hoping for the opportunity to meet you while Horace is away on vacation. Here, sit down.
He's away on vacation.
Well, yes, even commodity brokers need a rest every now and then.
Well, I guess.
Now, I'm taking over his accounts while he's away. And in studying them, I must say, yours is really quite remarkable. Of course, you've been something of a legend around here for the last couple of months.
I have?
You have. And in seeing the actual figures, I must say, they are astounding.
Really?
Yes. You seem to have done everything right.
Thank you.
Upward trend after upward trend from a very minuscule investment.
It was $5,000. It was all the money I had. Mr. Grimley didn't know that, of course.
Well, then I would say you definitely have what it takes to succeed in commodities. Audacity, panache, nerve.
Oh, yes. That is nothing else.
And evidently a great deal more. $5,000 parlayed into over $100,000 in a matter of months. I would call financial genius.
You would?
Well, something close to it. With the exception of this one small problem with potatoes here.
Oh, well, that doesn't count. I mean, I wasn't responsible for that. That's the one time I didn't use my system. I let somebody talk me out of it. My instinct was on the right track, but see, I knew as soon as Maeve cut into that rotten potato. Didn't Mr. Grimley tell you about my system?
Brokers rarely gossip.
Well, I thought if I was a legend that... Well, anyway, this is what I do. See, Maeve Ryan is my ex-mother-in-law.
You were married to her son?
Well, her son's, actually. But anyway, she is a very special person.
I see. What, does she have interest in commodities?
No, but she runs a restaurant, and that puts her in touch with foods. Anyway, she's kind of spiritual. And, I mean, she's down to earth, but... Well, see, ever since I was really little, she represented everything that was good to me.
On the side of the angels, so to speak.
Yes, that's it exactly. You understand, Mr. Grimley thought I was odd. But then when I made all that money...
You don't argue with success. But what does this woman have to do with your system?
Just that I listen to her and I watch her, what she likes and doesn't like. Everything in there, every move, except for the potatoes, which were late, is because of Maeve. Only now I need her because T is down and, I can't talk to her because there's been a death in the family and everything's going wrong and my husband, I'm sorry.
No. No, that's all right. You have every right to be upset.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know what's going on in the rest of your life, but...
It's terrible.
I really am sorry, then. I'd like to help with your commodities account in whatever way I can. Perhaps I could work out a plan of diversification. That way, if there are losses in tea...
No, that's all right. I'll talk to Maeve as soon as I can.
All right. I wish there was something else I could do for you at the moment. Tell me, by any chance, are you free for an early dinner this evening? There's a lovely corporate dining room right upstairs.
You have a dining room here?
Of course. Do you mean Mr. Grimley has never invited you to lunch? In the corporate dining room, a client of your importance?
He never mentioned it.
Then I insist on taking you to dinner. Unless, of course, Mr. Coleridge is waiting for you.
It's Dr. Coleridge. No, he's not waiting, but...
All right, then. I'm taking you to dinner. Come on, I'd like to discuss your investment system some more.
Well, okay.
Good. Let's go. Intrude?
Not at all. I'm always glad to have the company of a friend. Even one who's slightly under the weather. Come on in. It easy does it.
Oh, how are you?
Oh, bearing up. How are you? Aside from the obvious.
Terrible.
You want to talk about it?
Yes, I would. In fact, I think I owe you that compliment. May I have a drink?
Well, of course. Scotch?
Please.
What do you mean you owe me the compliment?
Oh, it's simple. I know a few rather dark secrets about you, and I thought I would tell you one about me.
Only one?
I killed a man this morning.
Roger.
I didn't stab him with a knife. I didn't run over him with my car. I made a mistake, and that did it.
Oh, well, I'm sure that happens often to doctors, a lot more often than we all like to think about.
But usually it's not their brother-in-law, and usually they don't falsify the record.
Tom Desmond is dead? Would you like to talk about it, or would you rather not?
Oh, I felt I had to tell somebody, and you are the only person I know who, under the circumstances, would have done exactly the same thing.
I was just checking on that pipe. We're having all
Never
that
mind
trouble
about
with.
that, John.
If you two will excuse me, I have to do something here.
What's going on around
That's
here?
exactly what I would like to know. Now, I've asked you this question before, John, and every time I've managed, you've managed to twist the conversation backwards and forwards. Now, this time I want the truth.
The truth?
What is it that you meant when you said that you would rather have taken the money from Nick Szabo than from Delia?
When did I say that?
I heard it when I was coming through the door. You were saying to Kevin that you were miserable about the whole sorry situation.
Well, I don't remember, sweetheart.
Stop
I'm sorry.
evading, John. I heard it
Well,
distinctly.
maybe I heard something else. I mean, you might have heard something else.
What business? What is going on?
Lady,
I'm waiting for your answer.